Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out and reviewing the Pat Away Concealing Base from Pixi. Now these retail for $16 US each, which is kind of pricey for a drugstore concealer, but okay. And you can only find them in 6 shades, which is a bit of a bummer. I grabbed 2 of the shades. This one's in nude, this one's in warm. I will be swatching them so that you guys can get a better idea of what they look like. As far as the details for this concealer, it is supposed to be a cream concealer that is long lasting and buildable for full coverage. It has a skin-like finish and it is not tested on animals. The way that I'm going to be testing these out today is both with and without a color corrector underneath. The one that I'm going to be using is the Pixie Corrector. This one is in the shade Awakening Apricot, which looks like this. And that is what it looks like on the skin. So I'm going to be using a corrector underneath the right side. I'm not going to be using a corrector underneath the left side. I want to wear them both with and without a corrector so that we can see how full coverage this truly can be on its own, or if it needs a corrector in order to become full coverage. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to start off by just color correcting the right side. Let me also take care of my foundation and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, foundation is on. I'm using, for foundation, I decided to use the SkinTint that I bought from Pixi when I made this purchase like a month ago or so. This is the Tinted Face Gel, so that's what I'm wearing right now. This one is in the shade, where's the shade? Honey. So that's what it looks like right there. I like that it looks really nice hydrated. It's really lightweight. It does feel a little tacky, but my skin looks like skin. You know, I think that this is the year for skin tints. Like everyone seems to be coming out with skin tint. Everyone seems to be embracing this like your skin but better look, which I am here for because I didn't really like the full foundation phase, you know, full coverage foundation phase that the beauty industry went through. I just felt like it was just too much all of the time. So sometimes it's really nice to just apply something like very minimal product in order to just look a little bit more put together and get yourself out the door within a few minutes rather than like sitting down and doing full face. Nothing against the full face, nothing against full coverage because I love doing that as well, but this is just more everyday. So I'm happy with what different brands are doing. However, I think that this has been out for a while. They just added new shades, which is why I decided to purchase this along with the concealers. Anyway, now that I have everything on the face, it is time to conceal. Let's swatch these 2 shades that I have and hope that one works for me. Okay, so this one is warm and this is nude. All right, so there they are swatched. This one is warm and this one is nude. Warm doesn't look very warm to me. It looks quite neutral, and it might work better on my complexion, or it will work better on my complexion than nude. As far as how to apply, you're supposed to pat onto dark circles, redness, or uneven skin tone and blend. And you can also mix this into your moisturizer for more sheer coverage. So I'm going to pat a little bit of this underneath the eyes, and I'm going to be blending it out using my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. So I'm going to start off with a smaller amount and then build up a little bit if I feel like I need to. So just a big dot right there, like that, and a little one out here. So now let's blend this out. All right, so there is the right side with the corrector. Let me blend this side out and then I will determine if I need to add a little bit more. So now let's go over here to see what kind of coverage this provides. All right, so there it is, both with and without a corrector. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit more coverage over here, but you know what? Not bad. Not bad for it just being on its own. Let's add a little bit more to both sides. So I'm gonna apply just a tiny bit more right here. And I'm gonna go a little tiny bit heavier over here. It is concealing. it's concealing quite well, actually. Now let's move on to this left side. So because this formula is more of a cream, I would say don't build it up too much because it'll definitely show. I think that it might get a little too thick, might start to settle in between fine lines and just look a little bit too heavy if you go too heavy-handed or if you apply too many layers. 2 layers seems to be working just fine. All right, so now that we are done blending, I am definitely gonna set this. I feel like it is settling into fine lines just a tiny bit. Yeah, you can definitely see it over here, and it's kind of settling over here. So in order to avoid any further settling, I'm going to be setting it with, I believe this is a new product from Pixi. This is their H2o Skin Veil. It's a hydrating loose powder. So I'm gonna use this underneath the eyes, and I might set the face a little bit. All right, so I'm just gonna blend away any of the settling. And like, I don't know if I like this formula. To me, it's already looking a little broken up, kind of dry without being dry. Like, let me zoom you guys in so that you know what I'm talking about. All right, so you see that? It just doesn't look as smooth as I would like it to underneath the eyes. I'm gonna keep going because maybe it'll look better once I set it, right? Maybe. Just gonna take a little bit of the setting powder and set this in place. You know what? This setting powder is actually helping. It's helping a lot, actually. Let me zoom you guys in so that you can see what this looks like underneath the eyes after initial application. All right, you see what I mean? It just kind of helped smooth things out underneath the eyes. Not full coverage. I would never say that this is full coverage on either side, even with a corrector, but wearable. All right, so now that you've gotten a close-up, let me finish the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. All right, so I am back, makeup is on. I'm ready to continue on with my day. It is currently 11:38 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this all day long, of course, and I am gonna be coming back halfway through the day to show you guys what this looks like underneath the eyes in natural lighting. Honestly, if I'm being like 100% honest with myself and with you guys at this point in time, I just don't have high hopes for this concealer. I hate to say that. I just don't. So far, I don't really like it. And I've only been wearing it for like 20 minutes, right? The shade just looks really yellow underneath the eyes. That can easily be fixed with like, you know, a little bit of brightening powder or whatever. So that's not a huge issue for me. However, if you look at it up close, like, it's not really concealing. It looks better over here than it does over here, that's for sure. It just looks a little dry. Like just, you know, a little dry, which I thought that I was going to avoid since the setting powder is supposed to be like a hydrating loose setting powder or powder. And the concealer is a cream concealer with a like a skin-like cream concealer. So I didn't think that I was gonna run into the issue of like it looking dry underneath the eyes. But yeah, it looks dry to me. So I don't wanna get, I don't wanna be too like overly critical this early on. So I'm gonna just continue to wear it and see what it looks like. See what it looks like under natural lighting, see what it looks like at the end of the day. Perhaps it'll surprise me and yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I'll see you guys back here in a few hours for my midday check-in. All right, so I am back for a quick midday check-in. It is currently, let me switch hands here. It is 4:17, which means that I've had this concealer on for a good, almost a solid 5 hours. Definitely, for sure 4, almost 5. This is what it looks like up close. This is the left side, the side that we did not apply a color corrector to. And this is the right side, the side that does have a color corrector underneath. Both under eye areas look pretty worn, pretty dry, and I'm pretty sure that I've lost coverage underneath both under eye areas. So I was gonna try to like blend it out a little bit And this is the brush that I used this morning. I didn't add any additional product, of course. I just want to try to like smooth this situation out just a tad. I'm sure that I may lose a little bit more coverage, but hopefully we can salvage the situation underneath the eye just a little, at least until the end of the day, right? So I'm just like very lightly blending and blending and blending a little bit more. So that seemed to help. That seemed to help a lot actually. So looks a little better. Coverage isn't the way that it was this morning, or isn't as much as it was this morning, but that's okay. We'll see how we end the day. I'm gonna continue to wear this concealer for about another 4 hours to give it a full day, to see whether or not it, you know, I lose more coverage, or if it continues to break up, or maybe it'll stay looking like this and that might be okay. We'll see. We'll see what we end the day with. So I will see you back here in a few more hours for my final check-in. All right, so I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 6:31. I was gonna push this until around 7:30, 8 o'clock to give it, you know, a solid 8 hours, or like maybe a little bit more than 8 hours. But I caught a quick glance at myself in a mirror and I'm ready. I'm ready to call this done for the day. Now before I do, let me zoom you guys in one last time so that you can get a good look underneath my eye area after wearing these products the entire day. All right, so now that I am up close and personal, I am pretty sure that you guys know exactly why another hour is not going to make a difference. It broke up, it wore off, it is all over the place. I have not had my under eye area look this terrible in quite some time. So there you have it. That is the situation underneath the eyes after wearing this all day long. I can't remember the last time that something wore like this underneath my eye area. It's been a while since I had a concealer that just did not look good at the end of the day, like it looked like this or anywhere close to this. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I know for a fact that it's not the corrector because I've paired this corrector with other concealers that I love. I've paired it with my Pat McGrath. I'm pretty sure I've paired it with my Hourglass, my Boing Cakeless, and most recently I paired it with my Tarte Shape Tape, and it actually wore really well. So I know that it's not the corrector. It is absolutely the concealer. And I kind of had a feeling, like I said at the beginning of the day, I kind of had a feeling that it was just not going to be a good concealer day. It was already breaking up before I even said it. It just did not look, it didn't look well. It didn't look great underneath my eye area. Now, would I recommend this concealer to anybody? If you have dark circles, if you need for your concealer to last all day long, and if you need a shade range that's out of their 6 shades, then definitely not. I would say feel free to skip this one, like don't even look at it. But if you do fall within their 6 shade range category and you're not looking to conceal darkness, you're just looking to brighten up the under eye area for a little short period of time, then yeah, perhaps this might be something that you consider. It's a $16 concealer, which is kind of pricey in my opinion, because I always thought Pixi was supposed to be like the more affordable brand. Obviously, I don't know if I would categorize them under like a drugstore brand, because they are kind of like marked up in the pricing, and you can really only find it, I believe, at like Ulta and Target. Like I don't think that you can find it at like your local Walgreens or CVS. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can. So anyway, $16, shade range is lacking heavily. A lot, and it doesn't wear well. It just didn't, at least for me, it did not wear well underneath my eyes. I tried it with the corrector that I'm assuming it is meant to be paired with, and I tried it just on its own. It just looks so dry, separated, not flattering. I can't wait to wash this off. So unfortunately, it was a big no from me on this one. So that completes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos and reviews. I have plenty more to come. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. I love interacting with you guys over there. That's where I get a lot of ideas as far as like what you guys want to see, and I love to interact with you. So make sure you follow me over on Instagram if you haven't done so already. And yeah, take care, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah. Bye.